Hello everyone and welcome to another video with me on this wonderful yellow overlay. How are you doing? It's a good thing that I didn't make any predictions about the fact that there was probably going to be some more Christmas units this week. Thankfully that's not on record and I didn't say anything, but hey, I may be wrong, but that announcement though. All right, so taking a look, we have a brand new global original unit, Duane, who is a Final Fantasy Brave Exvius unit, and we're going to take a look at his kit. We're going to take a look at a long overdue unit, Luartha, who is coming to the global side as well, as long as Titus, or Titus? Anyway. So let's take a look, and we're going to start at the bottom and work our way up, mainly because I do want to end with obviously the biggest announcement last. So Titus is basically a tank unit, Paladin, Red Mage, and Viking. From my experience on the JP side, I have never seen this unit particularly used. He may be used a little bit more if Wotv does get what it's supposed to get with this brand new content that is supposed to be focused more towards lower rarity units. Titus might be actually really good in that as kind of like the dark elemental tank. But overall, I don't think this unit has ever really wowed me on the JP side, and I've never really seen him used, so can't really say too much about him. But hey, he's a lower tier unit, so if you get him and work at him over time, maybe that'll be good. Alright, now Luartha is kind of weird because for a long time we were waiting for her on the JP side, and when she came out, she's not a bad unit, but in comparison to a lot of other gunners, I feel that she's a little bit lacking. Now, for people who are wondering, who were asking about, Christmas Mashley countering like your Agriuses, this is probably more the unit that you are looking for if you really hate Agrius that much. I mean, first of all, like I said, Agrius can be a real pain because of her status effects, and so you want range against Agrius. You also want the fire element, but I didn't think that like trying to specifically build a unit and from a limited time unit to counter one specific problem is kind of a bad idea. It can be a really expensive idea, and yeah. But taking a look at Luartha, one of the big problems I have with her, as opposed to a lot of other range units that have come out, is that usually when you have this range, you want something to do with height, because there's a lot of maps with varying level of heights, and gunners don't have the ability to just tilt up a lot of the times. So, which is kind of weird, but regardless, yeah, I do like archers, some kind of archer sub-job in a gunner's kit. Preferably, I just prefer bows over guns in this game, because they have the ability to ignore a lot of the height issues, and their abilities are still pretty darn strong. It should be noted, too, that when Luartha came out on the JP side, she did not have a limit burst animation. Not a real limit burst animation like a lot of other characters, and now, many, many months later on the JP side, she's finally going to be getting it. And I think that Global, I don't know if Global's going to get it right away or not, so if it is missing, do know that it probably should be coming shortly. Hopefully it's not X number of months down the line, but it was missing on the JP side, and it's finally showing up now, and okay. So other than that, she has some multi-hitting abilities. One of the big things for her was the Fenrir Challenge event, which is still an event that you can access on the JP side if you have the keys. But yeah, it's really hard to say. She has had her uses in Porcelain Tower. I haven't really had, I mean, mine on the JP side was never super built, but I'm only LB4 currently, and I haven't built up her job points. So I haven't used her a lot. I've fought her a couple of times in PvP situations, including Arena, and she's pretty good. She's fine. It depends on the map, but like Niv or Frederica, a lot of the times, are kind of the units that I would prefer bringing if I really wanted a range unit. So if you're like looking for an Agrius or an Ice unit killer, which I still don't think that is that big of a deal, do know that this unit does have limitations, but dual gunner and gunner, she has lots of range options. Soldier gives her more attack power. She's a plenty good unit, but I feel like she ended up being less remarkable. And yeah, it would just kind of be nice if gunners could kind of fix the height issues that I have. But okay. And well, definitely not the least to talk about here is the global original unit, Duane, who is not only a UR unit, but a double cost UR unit. Now, personally, I'm going to get this out of the way. I don't know if this was super asked for. I do know that Duane won, like, maybe a global Final Fantasy Brave Exvius contest a while ago. And maybe this is finally his five-star form. But I'm really curious. Maybe everyone in the comments can let me know. Everyone who comments this time, please let me know. Did you ask for this unit? Because I really want to know. Really want to know. Who sound like a bloody owl. Who wanted this? All right. But before I talk about the overall thoughts of this unit, let's take a look. Main job is Dark Knight of Remorse. Brand new job for him, which is to be expected. I think that limited units should always get a kind of exclusive job or special units, and definitely double cost units. Sub job of Viking and a sub job of Dragoon. Honestly, looking at Viking is a okay class. It has some range on its abilities for sure. Dragoon has jump abilities, but I feel like unless the class has, is kind of like Kane, it's nice having an extra damage type, but how often are you actually going to use it? Mainly because also I feel like this unit's just going to be so focused on slash damage. It's just going to be an alternative. And, Dragoon, if there's any advantage that this guy's going to have from Dragoon, it's going to really be movement in terms of jump. And that's not a bad thing. That's good. The better your unit can move, the more effective they are. So that's fine. Taking a look at some of the stuff that we are getting for details on him. Swift Shadow gives him a move +1 and raises hate. So this unit could be a kind of soft tank. I do want to talk a little bit about some of the stuff I note. First of all, Magic Infuse removes re-raise from the target and then deals damage L, reduces AP. Pretty solid little ability. The re-raise thing is probably a preemptive / reactionary thing to how strong re-raise is. Re-raise obviously came earlier in global and made a bigger impact, and now this is what we always see with this kind of stuff in Wotv. The next unit is always the reactionary unit, kind of addressing the problem that they created. That's the Wotv mantra in terms of releasing units. You release a unit that creates a problem so that you can release a solution in the next unit, such as it is. But there was also a few other abilities that I noted from the video that was put up on YouTube with the producer. First of all, noting that there was a increased slash damage and defense penetration, and they're also looking at his limit burst too. The 2 hits deal large damage to a target within range, and also absorbs a portion of damage dealt. If I was to compare this unit to anyone on the JP side, it would be Elsie. Elsie, who, if you don't recognize the name, Sleepy Girl from the story, with the pigtails and the longish blue hair. She kind of has a similar moveset to what Duane is. She has abilities that are slash increasing for damage. She has abilities that can deal damage and absorb HP. She has kind of a very similar kit to this. So yeah, I have to say that I can see a little bit of her in Duane's kit. And something to note is that I think that Elsie is a very, very strong unit, and I expect Duane also be an incredibly strong unit. He definitely should be, considering that he's a bloody limited. All right, and also to take a few notes, it's not shown off, but I assume that he will have a dark master ability that will increase dark units' HP and attack, which will also make him valuable. And then we have a few more details about with the vision card here, Irresistible Darkness, which I do believe is also a limited time vision card. Gotta stack those limiteds, baby. This company wants money. Attack up, magic attack resistance up, slash attack up, and for Duane only dark attack up, because you know this card wasn't already clearly just made for this character. Yeah, super hard push to try and get people to spend money on everything. Also taking a look at the Vanguard Striker class, a job that can remove re-raise. Boy, they're really selling that. And inflict status elements such as disable, while also having the ability to increase the unit's own endurance and hate in order to take on the role of a tank. So yeah, looks like he is going to be basically a tank-like unit with damage capabilities. And honestly, this is my opinion. First of all, I want to address the elephant in the room about limited time units and Brave Exvius units. And I was probably a little more soft on Frivia, but I don't think I came down overly positive on that situation. Frivia was at least a single cost unit and really felt kind of pretty clear whether or not the unit was going to be good for your team or not. Whereas this unit feels probably is going to be way too overpowered. Global doesn't exactly have the best track record, not even in like other games, but also in this game, you know, releasing the Halloween units early. I do expect Duane to be meta shaping for Global because he has a bloody vision card and he's a double cost unit. It also should be noted that on the JP side, we haven't even seen this yet. A double cost limited time unit. That's new. That is a Global exclusive. Congratulations, Globalers. But anyway, I hate this, that they're making this shit limited, and I'm not interested in sugarcoating this for you people who need it sugarcoated. You can go to other YouTubers' channels if you want it to all be sugarcoated. This is bullshit. This is not, there's no reason for this to be limited. It's not a legal issue at all. It's nothing. They are just flat trying to screw people out of money as quickly as they can here with a limited unit for no reason whatsoever at double cost. This is the greediest unit in Wotv history and the most probably going to be blatantly overpowered to make especially people who spend money in this game have no choice but to get him and to max him. I mean, he also I can give you the good details about him. He's going to synergize wonderfully with other sword units. He'll synergize very well with any team as being a tank unit. He will be a great damage dealer. I'm sure he'll be a very tanky, strong unit. But honestly, this unit feels so filthy that I have nothing nice to say about this in terms of the game progression and the game's direction. Basically double costing a Final Fantasy Brave Exvius unit, and one that I don't feel is incredibly popular, but hey, I could be wrong. I feel this feels really shitty to me. This feels really like used car salesman-y in the sense that, you know, they're just taking you for a ride kind of thing and taking as much money as they can while they can. And if you guys want to spend, hey, it's your money. I assume most of you are adults out there willing to take a step back and really ask yourself whether A, you need this, or B, you should want this even. But because if you encourage this, this will continue kind of thing. But the fact that it's not just a character, it's also a limited vision card, man. best of luck, Globalers. I think that if you are willing to actually put up with this and go with this, I don't really think that there's much else that I could say to convince you to come back to the land of Reed. Because this is dumb. This is dumb. Wotv has gotten so incredibly greedy lately, and I thought it was just the JP side. But apparently this game's just not making enough money, so they're going to high pressure you in with overpowered units. And I feel like the ones who are super going to lose out on this are mid-tier players, and especially low-tier players who potentially just really like Duane or like his design. His design's not bad. Nothing about it is necessarily bad visually or kit-wise. It's just, this is only a double cost unit to screw people out of money. And I mean, like, honestly, looking at track record of balancing, hey, there's a really good chance that this unit will just be way too powerful, and maybe your resources will be really well spent. But I do feel that if Global gets behind this one, you can probably expect this to happen again. All I can say is that as a Japanese side player, boy, am I glad that I don't have to do it. This is not my problem. This is Global's problem. As for Luartha, soft, lukewarm recommendation. Again, I think one of the things about her is that she's always been, a solid UR, but one that's never overly impressed me. But I can see her strengths because, shooting units do have a natural advantage. As for Titus, cool unit. Love him in the Howlet collection with Shell 2, but not worth spending resources on. So if you have at all the possibility, steer clear of this one. But no doubt in my mind, he's going to be overpowered, because otherwise, how the fuck else are they going to get you to spend / waste a lot of money? Hey, remember, you could always just take that money and donate it to a poor family, or family who needs food at this time of year in a tough year. Anyway, food for thought. But I don't really condone this at all, and I don't support this. Thanks for watching. Take care. See you next time. And even though I sound super down, I'm just down on this. I hope you guys are all doing wonderful and staying healthy. Take care.